Spotify. Bundles down, mind up.
Call it urban stoic, I just call it catch my breath. While the city chases nothing, I'm just riding from my stress. Purple skyline over concrete, all these towers play pretend. Lo-fi drums and smoky bass make the panic slowly bend. I've been scrolling through opinions like they prophets on my phone. Every take about my life from people who don't even know. Now it's only me in silence, only headlight on the wall. Just as gravel in my vocals saying I can't hold it all. Ash drift out a cracked up window, write graffiti in the air. Every flake of yeah I'm good that I threw out in despair. Hands tattooed around the wheel like a frame around my scars. Every vein a different timeline that survived a couple wars. And the farther that I drive, the more the city starts to shrink. I'ma have to be somebody, turn to maybe I should think. Not about who I gotta prove to, not about what I haven't done, just about how to be a human when the chaos finally runs. Urban stoic on the tape, 420 in my chest. One low voice on midnight loops, giving honesty a test. Dudes and keys in smoky shape, thoughts in slower shape. If my words shake when I say I'm lost, it's urban stoic tape. I don't need a neon mantra or a quote for you to save, just a lonely park, the Lambo in this urban stoic. I remember taking L's like they tattoo on my brain. Every failure feel eternal, every stumble feel like stain. So I learned to keep a poker, never let the table know that my hands were mostly trauma and my chips were mostly show. Now the playlist in the background say midnight cruise just right, and the bass feel like it's telling me it's fine and I decide. I don't gotta know my purpose to admit that I'm in pain. I don't gotta have a blueprint to say this can't stay the same. When I whisper I'm still angry that my softness got me mocked. Let it trip behind the snare like tires slipping when they lock. If I follow it or laugh, it's whatever that was then. That's the armor trying to edit what my spirit wrote in pen. But these high rises don't care about the image that I keep. They look tiny from this hilltop where my secrets learn to speak. And this track don't need me flexing, it just give me 16 bars where I set down all the burdens I've been dragging through these cars. Urban stoic on the tape, 420 in my chest. One low voice on midnight loops, giving honesty a test. Bluesy keys in smoky shape, thoughts in slower shape. If my words shake when I say I'm lost, it's urban stoic tape. I don't need a neon mantra or a quote for you to save, just a lonely parked up Lambo in this urban stoic wave. Maybe strength is not reaction, it's the silence after news, where you choose to feel the impact, not just drown it in the views. Maybe peace is not escape, it's when you look your mess in face, saying I can't fix you tonight, but I can stop increasing weight. So I talk into the darkness like I'm sending voice notes up. Teach me how to be okay without the world to fill my cup. Teach me how to breathe without a plan that makes this work. Teach me how to love existing, not just grinding on this earth. If I don't know, but I'm trying, lands off beat against the kick. That's my pride, relearning language that don't have to sound so slick. If a tear rolls down the leather, dark and patch beneath my hand, that's my soul receiving memo that it's fine to not command. By the time the joint is ember and the skyline mostly dim, I've been driving through my story like I'm scrolling through a film. Seen the chapters I skip mentioned, seen the nights I almost quit, seen the faces I keep losing when I lie, I'm over it. I can't promise transformation when I drop back in the grid, but I know I met a version of myself I kept well hid. One that's tired of being simple, tired of always being strong. One that just want 80 BPM to say you've heard for way too long. And murmur I forgive you for the ways you stayed on mute. Let it float along the bass like incense in a dusty flute. If my chest feel one notch lighter as I pull this tape back out, that's the urban stoic lesson teaching me to hear me shout. Urban stoic on the tape, 420 in my chest. One low voice on midnight loops, giving honesty a test. Bluesy keys in smoky shape, thoughts in slower shape. If my words shake when I say I'm lost, it's urban stoic tape. I don't need a neon mantra or a quote for you to save, just a lonely parked up Lambo and this urban stoic wave. Key off, city still in motion, but my pulse don't match the chase. Cause I left some of that pressure in this quiet purple space. If they ask me when I learn, I don't have to keep up race. I'll say somewhere between these hills, on an urban stoic tape. an urban stoic take. Urban stoic take. Urban stoic take.
Welcome back to Solo Night Drive Radio. It's just you, the road, and whatever you've been avoiding. Tune into the Solo Night Drive channel in my head. Every thought a calling story that I never really said. Purple City in the distance like a screensaver on mute. Lo-fi drums and smoky shuffle, let my honesty come blue. All day I've been in traffic, made of deadlines and demands. Ghosting every inner tremor just to lend somebody hands. Now it's only me and moonlight, just as Lambo, just as trap, just as gravel sounding hoes, taking feelings off the rack. Hoodie draped across the seat, brimple loaded, cut the glare. Tatted fingers on the wheel, spin like records in the air. Ask for quiet in the tray like drop calls from my own soul. Every flecker hit me later that I never did uphold. And the static on these speakers sound like things I never share. Half confession, half commercial saying bro you still not there. So I twist the volume higher on the part that sounds like me. Let the ad-libs of avoidance finally fade to low degree.
Solo night drive channel 420 in my lungs. One low voice on bluesy loops, turning her to late night tongues. Roads, courts, swimming amber panel. Doubts change their own angle. If my words shake when I say I'm scared, a solo drive on this channel. I don't need a co-host saving, don't need callers in the scandal. Just a smoky road at midnight on my solo night drive channel.
I remember childhood evenings hiding out inside my room. Stereo up just high enough to drown the family boom. Close my eyes and picture highways I could run too far from there. Didn't know that grown-up me would use those same roads as repair. Now the playlist that I'm tuned to talk about night drive, take it slow. And the bass feel like a blanket saying say it, let it go. I can feel that scared kid listen from the backseat of my mind, waiting on a grown-up version who won't leave his pain behind. When I whispered they were wrong, when they called you overdone, let it wobble off the snare like static from a distant run. If I had a shaky sorry, I repeated all that stuff. That's my present, taking ownership for telling them he's rough. And the neon on the dash glow like we got you on the show. Like the station finally broadcast what we needed years ago. No more skip button on segments where the topic's how we feel. Every break is just a breath between confessions that are real.
Solo night drive channel 420 in my lungs. One low voice on bluesy, turning her to late night tongues. Roads, courts, swimming amber panel. Doubts change their own angle. If my words shake when I say I'm scared, a solo drive on this channel. I don't need a co-host saving, don't need callers in the scandal. Just a smoky road at midnight on my solo night drive channel.
Maybe all these night drive vibes, playlists had it right for years. They were made for folks like us who mix loud bass with softer fears. For the ones that look composed while their inside spinning ache. For the ones who only let it out when streets avoiding late. So I send a shout out quiet to whoever feel like this. Keep your hands upon the wheel, fam, let the beat translate the mess. You ain't weird for being tender, you ain't weak for feeling much. You're just tuned to higher detail in a world that numb on touch. If I love you while you're fragile, lands off beat against the kick. That's a drop from deep inside me, hitting live, unplugged and slick. If a tear slide down my cheek and hit the mic that ain't there, that's my private little broadcast finally cutting through the air. By the time the joint is tiny and the gaslight softly glows, I've been hosting only caller on a show nobody knows. Talked about the ways I'm lonely, laughed at things I still feel sore. Let the chorus hold my secrets like it always did before. I can't promise tomorrow's daylight won't make me slip mask back on, but I know I got a station I can tune to when I'm gone. Somewhere past the simple playlist, past the hype and past the flex, where the only trending topic is what's truly on your chest. When I murmur I'll come back here next time life feel too much weight. Let it ride along the baseline like the idea of the state. If my breath sync with the rhythm as the city nears the panel, that's my heart locked to the signal of the solo night drive channel.
Solo night drive channel 420 in my lungs. One low voice on bluesy hurt, turning her to late night tongues. Roads, course, swimming amber panel. Doubts change their own angle. live on this channel. I don't need a code saving, don't need callers in the scandal. Just a smoky road at midnight on my solo night drive channel. Station fades as I hit home, but the chorus stays in mind like a G.
Welcome back to Neon Radio. If you're hearing this, you made it through another day. Neon Radio. I don't think I read your new mom. Neon Ridge Radio, I'm the only one tuned in. City sitting in the valley like a rumor in the wind. Purple streaks across the windshield, mountains lean against the sky. Lo-fi drums in slow rotation, hold my panic as a sigh. I've been answering every DM like I'm customer support, talking everybody's feelings, never found my own report. Now it's only me and Vapor, just as Lambo, just as Lane, just as gravel sounding host, taking calls from his own brain. Hoodie wrapped around my wrist, brim pulled low to hush my gaze. Tatted knuckles on the wheels, spin through half remembered days. Asphalt soft inside the cup like confetti for no wind. Every flake of yeah, I'm chill that I should've kept within. And the static in the speakers sound like thoughts I never play. All the what if they stop meeting you and who you anyway. Up here I can't change the channel, can't just scroll away the feed. So I let the questions talk while this beat supplies a lead. Neon Ridge Radio, 420 in my chest. One rough voice and smoky loops, putting from it to the test. Blues guitar and amber glow, fears and softer flow. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, that's Neon Ridge Show. I don't need a sponsor's logo, don't need numbers for this flow. Just a lonely mountain turnout on my neon nightly show. I remember childhood evenings praying someone change the song. Grown-ups argue in the kitchen, we pretend that nothing's wrong. Turn the tiny TV louder, drown the tremor in the floor. Learn to call it just a phase while my stomach nodded more. Now the engine hums on low like that same background from before. Difference is I hold the remote, I could walk out, close the door, but I still replay those echoes when I'm sudden feeling small. When a simple disagreement sounds like they gon' leave you all. When I whisper I get scared that every silence means goodbye. Let it wobble off the hi-hat like a wheel to hit it dry. If I had a crooked chuckle, guess attachment did me wrong. That's the kid who never learned he's not too much for staying long. But the ridge don't cut the broadcast when my voice comes out off key. It just bounce it back and reverb like that line belongs to D. No producer in my ear saying keep it light, we need a hit. Just this late night frequency where raw and broken both can fit. On these radio, 420 in my chest. One rough voice and smoky loops, putting front men to the test. Blues guitar and amber glow, fears and softer flow. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, that's Neon Ridge Show. I don't need a sponsor's logo, don't need numbers for this flow. Just a lonely mountain turnout on my neon nightly show. Maybe healing is a calling that you finally don't drop. Where the caller is your heartbeat and you let it talk no stop. Where you don't cut to commercial when the truth get hard to hear. Where you stay inside the segment till the static disappears. So I speak into the dark like there's a million tuned to this. Here's the nights I thought of quitting, here's the lies I would've missed. Here's the way I fake composure every time I come unglued. Here's a fear that if they saw it they would change their point of view. If I still deserve connection when I'm messy hits off beat. That's my nervous system learning something new against the heat. If the teardrops on the console smear the neon with the streak, that's the proof this little station finally let my truth go lead. Yeah, yeah, oh, 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 da, 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 oh, 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 da, 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 oh, 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 da, 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 oh, 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 oh. By the time the roaches amber and the ridge begins to fade, I've been hosting only caller in the realest show I've made. Told the world inside my ribcage you could speak without a script. Let my armor miss a cue and let my mask fall off unsnapped. I can't promise daytime versions won't slip back to it's all good, but I know there's now a channel where I say the things I I should. Somewhere just past all the playlists, selling vibes and perfect chill, where the drops are just confessions over chords that hold me still. When I murmur, I'll be back here when my chest starts sounding wrong. Let it ride along the baseline like the station's ID song. If my breathing finds the tempo as the city lights grow slow, that's my heart locked to the signal of this Neon Ridge song. Neon Ridge radio, 420 in my chest. One rough voice and smoky loops, putting from into the test. Blues guitar and amber glow, fierce and soft to flow. If my words shake when I say I'll choose me too, that's Neon Ridge show. I don't need a sponsor's logo, don't need numbers for this flow. Just a lonely mountain turnout on my neon nightly show. Fade to black, engine hum, let the credits scroll inside. But that low and raspy chorus stay on loop while others ride. If they ask me when I learned to treat my thoughts like they can go, I'll say late 1/420.
Half a tank, full moon, quarter piece. Half tank, full moon, running laps above the town. Every rooftop like a pixel on the map of breaking down. Purple halo on the hood, mountain spine and silhouette. Lo-fi drums and lazy shuffle, keep my worries in the net. I've been spending all my daylight trying not to make a wave, swallowing opinions till my throat go hoarse and brave. Now it's only me and engine, just this Lambo, just this spin, just this gravel sound of conscious talking circles from within. Hoodie hood up like a bunker, brim pull low to dim the doubt. Tattoos wrapped around the wheel, trace the stuff I don't speak out. Ash float up into the moonlight, then dissolve in silver air. Every flake I'll be fine, I toss instead of saying scared. And the fact I'm still up driving when the world done called it quits is the proof there's conversations that I dodge in crowded bits. So I let the high beams tunnel through the questions in my chest, like who takes care of you, my dude, when you not giving all your best? Half tank, full moon, 420 in my veins. One low voice on muted loops, stepping out of hidden chains. Blues guitar and smoky bloom, feel a bit more room. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, that's half tank tune. I don't need a flawless answer or some prophecy by noon, just a lonely curving back road with a half tank and full moon. I remember cheap apartments with the ceiling leaking slow, where I swore that once I made it, all this hurt would have to go. But the commas didn't cure it, only changed the neighborhood. Still the same old overthinker in the leather seat, that's good. Now the dash look like a cockpit, but my thoughts still underfunded. All the compliments I'm giving feel like bills I never wanted. Every bro you really carried us just add on to the weight, like a medal made of granite wrapped in thanks, you're really great. When I whisper I feel guilty, taking breaks when I'm in pain. Let it wobble off the snare like wiper blades against the rain. If I had a weakest dome, I know I shouldn't feel this way. That's the script that says my needs ain't worth the text on any day. But the moon don't run a ledger on the times I gave too much. It just flood this tiny cabin with a cold but gentle touch. And the fuel gauge doesn't shame me for not running to the red. It just tell me what I'm running on before the engine's dead. Half tank, full moon, 420 in my veins. One low voice on muted loops, stepping out of hidden chains. Blues guitar and smoky bloom, feel a bit more room. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, that's half tank tune. I don't need a flawless answer or some prophecy by noon, just a lonely curving back road with a half tank and full moon. Maybe balance ain't dramatic, it's a quiet little choice. Saying no, I can't tonight, with a small but steady voice. Maybe rest is not a bonus you collect when work is done. It's a bill that's due regardless whether you impress someone. So I write myself a curfew on the fog inside the glass. After this amount of energy, you stop, you let it pass. You don't wait till you're in crisis, you don't bleed out to be kind. You can love them and say can't at the same time, change your mind. If I deserve to stop before I break, it's off the beat. That's my inner
time of learning something softer with the sea. If a tear runs down the window, split the moon into a smear. That's the line between survival and a life I wanna steer. By the time the needle hovers just above the empty mark, I've been driving through my habits like a city after dark. Seen the late replies I send myself to calls I never make. Seen 100 I got you posts with no who got me in the take. I can't pay back every moment that I ride my own reserve, but I can slow down this motor when my nerves don't have the nerve. I can plan to leave the party when my chest first feels too tight. Not an hour after meltdown in the bathroom, out of sight. When I murmur, I will notice when my hands begin to shake. Let it float along the kick like first raindrops before a break. If my breathing find a rhythm that don't trip on every tune, that's my system sinking gentle with this half tank in full moon. Half tank, full moon. 420 in my veins. One low voice on muted loop, stepping out of hidden chains. Blues guitar and smoky bloom, filled with a bit more room. If my words shake when I say I slow it down, that's half tank tune. I don't need a flawless answer or some prophecy by noon. Just a lonely curving back road with a half tank and full moon. Turn it back toward the city where the schedule started at 8. Put that low and horse reminder stay like ink beneath my fate. If they ask me when I learned I ain't a machine immune, I'll say one slow 420 night with half a tank and a full moon. Half tank, full moon. Half tank. Half tank, full moon. Running laps above the town. Every rooftop like a pixel on the map of breaking down. Purple halo on the hood, mountain spine and silhouette. Lo-fi drums and lazy shuffle, keep my worries in the net. I've been spending all my day like trying not to make a wave. Swallowing opinions till my throat go hoarse and braid. Now it's only me and engine, just this Lambo, just this spin, just this gravel sounding conscious, talking circles from within. Hoodie hood up like a bunker brim, pull low to dim the doubt. Tattoos wrapped around the wheel, trace the stuff I don't speak out. Ash float up into the moonlight, then dissolve in silver air. Every flicker, I'll be fine, I toss instead of saying scared. And the fact I'm still up driving when the world done called it quits is the proof there's conversations that I dodge in crowded bits. So I let the high beams tunnel through the questions in my chest, like who takes care of you, my dude, when you not giving all your best. Half tank, full moon, 420 in my veins. One low voice on muted loop, stepping out of hidden chains. Blues guitar and smoky bloom, filled with a bit more room. If my words shake when I say I'm not okay, that's half tank tune. I don't need a flawless answer or some prophecy by noon. Just a lonely curving back road with a half tank and full moon. Yeah. I remember cheap apartments with the ceiling leaking slow, where I swore that once I made it, all this hurt would. Neon drip, same city, let's wait. Neon drift over my worries, purple glow on every sign. All the billboards selling answers that ain't never worked for mine. City sitting in the rear view like a rumor I outgrew. Lo-fi drums in general circles, let my crowded thoughts on you. I've been scrolling through my failures like a playlist on repeat. Every shoulda like a sample that I loop from old defeat. Now it's only me and window glass to see through to my bones. Just as gravel on my chords, confessing stuff I don't by phone. Hoodie hood up, brim is low, smoke graffiti in the air. Tattoo knuckles on the wheel, trace you made it, you were there. Asphalt soft across the console like a snowfall on the dash. Every flake and not enough that I decide can turn to ash. In this neon drift 420 type of vibe they talk about. Finally feel like what I needed just to let the static out. Not for flexing, not for stunting, just for breathing while I still let the bass hold all the tension that I kept inside for years. Neon drift over my words, 420 in my chest. One low voice on hazy loops, putting no lies to the test. Bluesy keys and midnight flurries, filled with softer flurries. If my words shake when I say I'm tired, man, that's neon over worries. I don't need a perfect comeback or a plan that reassures. Just a slow West Coast-ish groove in these neon drift detours. I remember tiny bedroom headphones loud to master fights, dreaming about these kind of nights where I could choose my own lights. Didn't know that grown-up version would still carry same old weight. Different car, upgraded view, but same voice saying you're late. Now this solo night drive makes sound like therapy on wheels. Every kick a small permission, every snare away it heals. Every road chord is a question, what if you stop playing tough? Would it being too emotional was actually enough? When I whisper I still panic that my best days came and went. Let it drip behind the hi-hat like a tie against cement. If I add it's kinda stupid, I'm still young, I know that too. That's the critic in my ribcage trying to edit what is true. But the night don't run statistics on the age of who is sad. It just echo every sentence like you allowed to feel this bad. And the lane lines don't accelerate when I say I'm feeling slow. They just slide along beside me while the truth come through my flow. Neon drift over my worries, 420 in my chest. One low voice on hazy loops, putting no lies to the test. Bluesy keys and midnight flurries, filled with softer flurries. If my words shake when I say I'm tired, man, that's neon over worries. I don't need a perfect comeback or a plan that reassures. Just a slow West Coast-ish groove in these neon drift detours. Yeah. Maybe growth ain't loud announcement, it's a private little choice, where you let a softer sentence cut in front of louder voice. Where I fail becomes I learn without the corny insta quote. Where I'm scared becomes I'm human in the crackle of your throat. So I send a quiet prayer through the moonroof with this haze. Help me stay when I'm embarrassed, don't let shame cut off these days. Help me sit inside my story like it's worthy of a seat. Not a blooper reel I fast forward whenever things repeat. If I deserve to keep existing even when I'm less than hype, lands a little off the rhythm like the verse forgot its type. That's my heart relearning language that ain't built on only wins. That's the beat adjusting tempo to my less than polished sense. By the time the joint is ember and the freeway thins to two, I've been driving through my doubts like midnight drift was made for you. Every mile another caption I delete from in my chest. All the harsh reviews I wrote of me when I was feeling pressed. I can't promise that tomorrow I won't fall in no critique, but I know I'm at a version of myself I won't delete. When I murmur I'm allowed to take it slow and still be real. Let it float along the base like painting lines beneath the wheels. If my shoulders drop an inch while sitting neon reappears, there's some weight I left up here in this late night smoky sphere. Neon drift over my worries, 420 in my chest. One low voice on hazy loops, putting no lies to the test. Bluesy keys and midnight flurries, filled with softer flurries. If my words shake when I say I'll choose me too, there's neon over worry. I don't need a perfect comeback or a plan that reassures. Just a slow West Coast-ish groove in these neon drift detours. Merge back into human traffic, where the clocks all run on fast. With that low and hoarse confession right beneath each mile I pass. If they ask me when I learned, I don't gotta be my worst theories. I'll say coasting through the city, letting neon drift my worries. This is just for me. If you're hearing it, I probably hit a blow by mistake. Midnight drift, voice memo, whole car like a record boot. Every street an empty waveform, waiting for my crooked truth. Purple towers in the distance, hum like reverb in the sky. Lo-fi kicks and dusty snares, keep my heartbeat riding shy. I've been leaving all my feelings innocent, notes on my phone. Paragraphs I never share, cause I'm afraid they sound alone. Now it's only me and engine, only moon on tinted glass. Just this gravel faded tone, trying to say what never passed. Hoodie sleeves over my knuckles like I'm hiding every word. Tattoos peeking through the cotton like subtitles rarely heard. Asphalt slow beside the shifter, tiny islands in the dark. Every ember like a thought I almost said then pulled apart. And this midnight drift type playlist say just float and let it be. There's a line about unfinished prayers that feels made for dudes like me. Truth and tone, blues in my step. I don't talk much, record alone. Every verse I have completed, little prayer I call my own. Midnight drip, voice memo, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on smoky loose, turning unsaid into tongues. Blues guitar and slow falsetto, thoughts and shaky echo. If my words shake when I say I need someone, that's just demo. I don't need a full production or a crowd to call it gold. Just a late night lane and courage for this memo to unfold. I remember almost sending, yo, I'm not okay tonight. Backspaced every single letter, turned, I'm drowning in the height. Posted stories from the wheel with some random caption line. Hid the fact my ribs are rattling like loose change in a shrine. Now the only thing I'm typing is this verse in smoky air. Every bar a little sentence that I wish someone would share. But I'm saying it to witness number one to do this here. If I can't admit it in word, how they ever volunteer? When I whisper, I'm ashamed that I've been scared to need a hand. Let it trip behind the snare like a cable in the band. If I had a week, it's corny, I know grown men shouldn't whine. That's the lie that made a graveyard of confessions in my mind. But the road don't roll its eyes, it just keeps scrolling under tires. And this mix don't skip the track when all I'm spilling out is wires. It was built for late night cruising, slow reflections, hazy mood. Guess that's my exact prescription for a heart that's feeling rude. Midnight drip, voice memo, 420 in my lungs. One low voice on smoky loops, turning unsaid into tongue. Blues guitar and slow falsetto, thoughts and shaky echo. With my words shake when I say I need someone, that's his demo. I don't need a full production or a crowd to call it gold. Just a late night lane and courage for this memo to unfold. Maybe realness isn't pretty, it's a half tank on a hill where you talk like no one's listening, but you hope somebody will. Not for clout or validation, just so shame don't own the room. Just so I've been really lonely, ain't a phrase that tastes like doom. So I practice future phone calls in this vocal note tonight. Yo, I don't need you to fix it, I just don't feel kinda right. If I vanish when I'm struggling, that's a pattern, not a plan. I'm just trying to learn how not to hide when shit hit fan. If are you free to talk a minute, lands are beating this song. That's my tongue relearning sentences, avoided way too long. If a tear streaks down the screen of my reflection in the dash, that's a watermark that proves these unsent messages can crash.
By the time the road is tiny and the playlist loops again, I've recorded half an album nobody may ever spin. But I feel my shoulders loose and feel my jaw unclench a bit. Feel the weight of never said, it's slowly losing how it sit. I can't promise I'll upload it, can't say I'll let someone hear, but I know there's proof of life inside the shaky little smear. Proof that I can say I'm hurting without joking it away. Proof that maybe I'm worth answering when I call myself someday. When I murmur I'm committed to not ghost me when it's rough. Let it ride along the baseline like the mix just turn the cuff. If my chest feel almost lighter as the city nears the hood, that's this midnight memo working how I always wished it could. Midnight drip, voice memo 420 in my lungs. One low voice on smoky loose, turning unsaid into tongues. Blues guitar and slow falsetto, thoughts and shaky echo. If my words shake when I say I need someone, that's this demo. I don't need a full production or a crowd to call it gold. Just a late night lane and courage for this memo to unfold.
Say the file hit the home screen, let the notifications load, but that low and raspy monologue keep driving down the road. If they ask me when I'm scarred to me, laying on taboo, there's a talking to and voice slow, wouldn't live my day. Under this bridge, nobody's listening but me. Purple overpass confessional, whole world humming overhead. Every semi like a heartbeat from a life I almost lived. City glow behind the pillars, mountains watch from far away. Lo-fi drums and faded shuffle keep my worries at bay. I've been living like a hotline that forgot its own voicemail, picking up for everybody, letting my calls hit the rail. Now it's only me and Otto, just this Lambo, just this joint, just this gravel sounding preacher finally getting to the point. Hoodie hood up, brim is low, smoke just halo around my head. Tattoo letters on the wheel, spell out things I left unread. Asphalt quiet on the floor mat, tiny snow and neon dust. Every flake of bro, I'm straight spoken when I lost my trust. And the concrete up above me feel like roof for who I am, like a secret little basement for the feelings that I cram. No applause, no you'll get through it, no at least it's not that bad. Just the echo of my chest saying yeah, that really made you sad. Purple overpass confessional, 420 in my lungs, one low voice on sleepy loops, turning numbness into tongues. Blues guitar remind a blessing, fear and slow undressing. If my words shake when I say I'm hurt, that's overpass confessing. I don't need a crowd of answers or a moral in the lesson, just this hollow smoky shelter for a purple night confession. Yeah, I remember being younger, getting told don't be so deep. Stop exaggerating problems, just move on and get some sleep. So I threw a mask together, called it chillin', wore it proud. Turned my breakdown into stand-up, cause that always pleased the crowd. Now the jokes don't hit as easy when it's only me and Beans. Just the hum of distant engines and the crack between my seams. When I whisper, I still carry things they said when I was small. Let it wobble off the hi-hat like a drip from in a wall. If I add it's kinda petty, I should be past it by now. That's the voice that keeps on gaslighting my younger self somehow. But the darkness under concrete doesn't rush me to move on. It just holds the weight in silence while the honesty stays strong. So I list the little moments that still sting like they will last. Every laugh that felt like dagger, every relax said too fast. Every time I shut my mouth cause I assumed I was too much. Every scene where I was desperate for a simple, gentle touch. Purple overpass confession, 420 in my lungs, one low voice on sleepy loops, turning numbness into tongues. Blues guitar remind a blessing, fear and slow undressing. If my words shake when I say I'm hurt, that's overpass confessing. I don't need a crowd of answers or a moral in the lesson. Just this hollow smoky shelter for a purple night confession. Yeah, maybe closure isn't healed now. Maybe closure is it's real. Maybe growth is not deletion, it's that happen I still feel. Maybe strength is saying yeah that damaged me without a but, letting empathy flow inward to the places I've kept shut. So I talk straight to that kid self sitting cross from driver's seat. Yo, they shouldn't have dismissed you. You were valid, you were sweet. You were not too much for people, they were just too little then. You deserved a softer language long before you held this pen. If I'm sorry, I believe them lands off beat against the kick. That's my heart relearning rhythm that was broken as a trick. If a tear hits on the shift to blur the numbers with a shine, that's baptism for a version of me left outside the line. By the time the roach is amber in the trucks then overhead, I've been speaking more in 30 than I did in years I bled. Told the pillars about my failures, told the shadows about my doubt, told the steering about the nights I thought I'd never climb back out. I can't fix the ones who hurt me, can't rewrite what they confess, but I can stop giving power to the way they score my chest. When I murmur their opinion isn't law on who I be, let it surf along the baseline like a wave that's finally free. If my shoulders feel a fraction less like armor, more like skin, that's this purple overpass, letting some tenderness walk in. Purple overpass confessional, 420 in my lungs, one low voice on sleepy loops, turning numbness into tongues. Blues guitar remind a blessing, fear and slow undressing. If my words shake when I say I'll trust me now, it's overpass confessing. I don't need a crowd of answers or a moral in the lesson. Just this hollow smoky shelter for a purple night confession. Ease it back onto the freeway, let the traffic take its claim. But that low and hoarse confession will keep on looping in my frame. If they ask me when I started taking my own side at last, I'll say late one, 420 night, under concrete, losing mass.
Can't change it, but I can ride with it.
Rear view of who I was, little ghost in all black, sitting right behind my shoulder while the skyline fade to black. Purple glow on dashboard, plastic city spilling down the hill. Lo-fi drums like faded echoes of the nights I forced to chill. I've been acting like I outrun every version that I hate, like the money and the mileage put a seal on my old fate. Now it's only me and freeway, only smoking yellow lines. Just as gravel sounding driver with his younger self behind. Hoodie shadows in the backseat, shoes are pressed against the seat. I can feel his quiet questions bouncing with the 808. Ash flow back there through the moon roof, hang a second over him. Every flake of you'll be fine that I said while lights were dim. And I catch him in the mirror, same eyes, different kind of glow. He don't care about what I'm driving, just about the did you grow. Just about did we get kinder to the hurt we used to hide. Did you learn to stop regretting every time you let me cry? Rear view of who I was, 420 in the air. One low voice in front seat talking to that boy back there. Blues guitar and gentle fuzz, fear loosened from the buzz. If my words shake when I say I'm proud of you, that's who I was. I don't need a time machine or some sci-fi movie, cause just a lonely night of driving with the rear view who I was. I don't need a time machine or some sci-fi movie, cause just a lonely night of driving with the rear view who I was. I remember seeing mirrors as the enemy in rooms. Every angle felt like evidence, I never feel my own shoes. Used to stare and list affections like a critic in my head. Then I laugh it off in public, keep the verdict just unsaid. Now that kid is in the back, watching every lane I choose, wondering if I trust his instincts after years of calling Bruce. So I talk while city flickers like old film beneath our ride. Yo, I know I dragged you places just to prove we both survived. When I whisper I am sorry for the jokes I made on you, let it trip behind the snare like headlights streaking out of view. If I had a cracked up damn, I really was your bully too. That's the truth I never wanted, but I owe that kid his due. He don't answer with the monologue, just a silence sitting still. But the weight inside the cabin shift like someone dropped the wheel. Like the papers of our story rearranged behind the glass. Same events, but now the blame ain't all on him for what went past. Rear view of who I was, 420 in the air. One low voice in front seat talking to that boy back there. Blues guitar and gentle fuzz, fear loosened from the buzz. If my words shake when I say I'm proud of you, that's who I was. I don't need a time machine or some sci-fi movie, cause just a lonely night of driving with the rear view who I was. I don't need a time machine or some sci-fi movie, cause just a lonely night of driving with the rear view who I was. Maybe healing isn't leaving every version in the dust. Maybe it's inviting them to ride along with newfound trust. Letting wounded kids and teenagers share the art of certain songs. Letting every age you ever were a saying right and wrongs. So I hand the backseat phantom this invisible remote. Pick the song that kept you breathing when they wrote you off as joke. Soon as that familiar sample hit these speakers once again, I can feel the shoulders loosen like you still remember then. If you deserve way more protection than I gave you hits off beat, that's apology in trance and no rehearsal, just the heat. If I'm therapist, no retro, just reflection in the tent. That's the proof that all this mileage never changed what feelings meant. By the time the blunt is roaching, suburbs sneaking to the view. I've been driving with my history in the passenger box too. Every heartbreak, every triumph, every time I played the clown. Every night I thought of quitting, but chose one more lap around. I can drop them at a timeline where the pain ain't never been, but I could say you right up front when tomorrow's days begin. Let them choose a softer answer when my pride wants hard and fast. Let it shaky little, maybe balance out my stuck on last. When I murmur from here on, you ain't the punchline, you the proof. Let it float along the baseline like a kite beneath the roof. If my chest feel more expanded, though the problem's still the same. That's the rear view moving forward, not just stuck all in my name. Rear view of who I was, 420 in the air. One low voice in front seat talking to that boy back there. Blues guitar and gentle fuzz, fear loosened from the buzz. If my words shake when I say we both alone, that's who I was. I don't need a time machine or some sci-fi movie, cause just a lonely night of driving with the rear view who I was. I don't need a time machine or some sci-fi movie, cause just a lonely night of driving with the rear view who I was. Turn toward home, park the car, let the engine finally rest. But that low and smoky promise stay like ink inside my chest. If they ask me when I stop treating my old self like the loss, I'll say 1 slow 20 ride with my rear view as the ball. I'll say 1 slow 20 ride with my rear view as the ball.